Hi, Sandra here from Create in Spain with Silhouette Studio Designer Edition version 3.0.343. I just wanted to give you a brief tutorial on how the layers work. Now I have my paper here on my mat and I'm going to, for the point of argument, take a line, a guideline, and put it down the middle of my paper. And I'm going to pretend that one side of my mat has got card on it and another side has got paper on it. Now normally if you were going to do that, that would cause problems for your cutter because you'd have the cut settings incorrectly set for one or the other of your materials. Layers allows you to do this quite easily. I clicked on my little layers icon here to bring the layers menu up and automatically a layer 1 is added. I'm going to put some shapes into my layer 1. Simple shapes, doesn't matter what it is. And then I'm going to add another layer, so I click on the plus and it automatically opens another layer for me. And I can draw some other shapes on the other side. There we go. And just to make them stand out a little more, I'm going to change the colour. There we go, we've got blue ones on one side and red on the other. And I said if I send that to the cutter, normally that would cause problems, but it won't in this case. While we're here, I'm going to show you that you can in fact name your layers. If you click on here, it says layer 1, and layer 1 I can call, I don't know, just call it squares. They're not actually squares, but call it that. And layer 2 I can call circles. There we go. So you've even given names if you want to. Now I want to send this to the cutter. I could fill it and alter it and do whatever I like to it, but the basic concept is the same. Go to the cut settings. Now if I'm on standard, that would go through, it would cut the entire lot and it wouldn't be very clever. But on the advanced settings, you have a choice of cutting by layer, line colour, or fill colour, and some other rather important functions as well. Now, if I click on this one, I have selected my squares, and it says copy paper. I want to change that to cardstock, so I change it to cardstock. My circles, I want to cut out a copy paper, so that's fine. But I could change it to something else that wouldn't matter. Now again, if I was to send this directly to the cutter, it would cut this and then it would start to cut that, but the blade would be in the wrong setting. The physical blade in the machine would not be at the right setting. So what you do is you right click in between the two and you add a pause. And that pause will cause the machine to stop and give you a chance to ratchet the blade up or down, whichever the needs be, and to have both sets of designs cut properly on the appropriate settings. And that is a greatly useful function to have, it really is. If I scroll down here, you can see all your normal settings. And then all I have to do, I'll close up my layers here, all I have to do is go send to silhouette and it will cut that side out first, it will pause, and then it will allow me a chance to change my blade before it cuts this side. So wasn't that easy? And that's a really, really good use of the layer function to separate parts of the design that you might want to separate. You can also use it if I put another design on here. Okay, and I go to my layers. Whoops, go a bit too far down my menu here. There's my layer and it's got a shape in it. Put two shapes in. But then I decide I want to do some different style of line cutting. So I put in another layer. And I can put in some circles, and these I can make into dashed lines, for example. Make those into dashed lines, And then when I send it to the cutter, normally you'd have the option in the standard, it would cut it all like that for you without a problem. But if I want to, I can choose by layer to cut my dashed lines first and then cut my solid lines afterwards, because layer 2 is the dashed lines and layer 1 was the solid lines. So again, another use for it. Sometimes that can be handy, particularly if you've got lots of dashed lines for boxes and things like that. You want to make sure those are done first before you do the outer cut edges. So that's how to use layers. I hope you found it useful, and I hope it's taking the scare factor away. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.